Hi, I want to welcome you to MountWorstell.com and our weekly video cast where we highlight what it was that we preached about on Sunday. Hopefully, for those that weren't able to be here, it catches you up. You know where we are, so when you come in, you're not blindsided by our preaching schedule. And for those that just follow me on the blog, just hopefully it's a great little devotion for you each week. This week, as we're moving through the story, we're at the end of the Old Testament. This beautiful picture of what God's doing. God started the Bible by building. He built this world. He built this thing that we're on, right? He built this nation, as we saw through Abraham, and now He is rebuilding. He is rebuilding His holy city at the end of the the Old Testament. In the New Testament, He starts to build His royal priesthood, His holy nation, and God is just a building God, and it's such an awesome thing. I got my master's in leadership studies, and so I've read a lot of leadership books. And one thing that I've noticed from leadership books is they all copy off each other. They all basically say the same thing, just in a different way. The book of Nehemiah, though, I think is the quintessential book on leadership. If you want to read how to be a good leader, whether it be in your job, in your family, in your own personal life, wherever situation you are, read the book of Nehemiah. It is chock full of leadership principles. You see, here is Nehemiah. He is tasked with rebuilding this wall. Jerusalem has been destroyed. The walls have been destroyed. The temple has been destroyed, and so the temple is being rebuilt, and Nehemiah is tasked with rebuilding the walls. There are enemies that are coming in. They're trying to destroy him. But here's the problem, man. His people were discouraged. Man, they were beaten up. They had worked to the bone, and they were tired. They had no strength left. They complained to him, man, our strength is running out. They had lost their vision. They said, there's just so much. They got the wall about halfway done, and that's when it all set in, man. There's too much rubble left. We just can't do this. We're tired. It's a big job. They had no confidence left. And they didn't think they could do it. Not only that, man, these people were coming in. These people were trying to kill them. They had this loss of security. Their world was falling apart. And I know that just about everyone that's watching this, you've been in that same boat. Man, you feel like your world is falling apart. Maybe it's a sin issue. Maybe it's a family issue. Maybe it's a relational issue, a job issue. But you feel like, man, you're tired. You are done. The work ahead is way too hard. There's no way you'll ever be able to complete it. You feel like people are attacking you, and you just can't win. So here's what Nehemiah did. Nehemiah changed the landscape. He looked at it and he says, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do triage. At the very beginning, right now, we are going to look, where is our wall the lowest? Where is the weakest point? He took a survey of what was going on, and he said, okay, this is where we need to patch it up quickly. We need to put someone there. And so he stationed guards on the low parts of the wall, the parts where they were most vulnerable to attack. Here's the thing, guys, for us that is so true, man, and the principle applies to our lives. Where are we the weakest at? In every area in our life, especially in sin areas, where is our biggest weak point? Don Wilson at Christ Church in the Valley, he always says that, that for men especially, we struggle with one of three areas. It's power, sex, and money. One of those is going to be our weak areas. One of those is going to make us fall. And so find out what it is. What is that weak area of my life? And then we reinforce it, man. We reinforce it like we are fighting to the death on it, because we will fail in one of those areas. So we reinforce it with a mentor, man, someone who's been there, someone who knows. We reinforce it with a small group, with this community that can come around us. We reinforce it with prayer. We reinforce it with Bible study. What area in our life is weakest? And we reinforce that. We actually take the initiative to plug up that hole so that we stop failing there. And then here's my problem, and I don't know if it's yours. When I get stuck in these positions, man, when I get stuck and I'm beat down and I am discouraged, man, I start thinking like I'm a loser. I start thinking like there's no hope. But know this, there is an enemy who is trying to kill you. It is not you per se. It is an enemy out there who wants to destroy you. And so when that happens, when you realize that there is an enemy, man, that is when you have to remember God, because the Bible says, greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. We will defeat this enemy because God is fighting on our side. And here's what Nehemiah told his people, man. He said, there's an enemy out there. We've performed the triage. We've reinforced things. Remember, there is a God. He says, remember how great and awesome he is. And he says this, fight. Fight for your brothers, fight for your sons, fight for your daughters, your wives, and your homes. He says, fight for what is important for you. Man, when you are down and when you are out, you have got to get up and you have got to fight. Fight for what is important for you. Fight for your job. Fight for your life. Fight for your spiritual walk with God. Fight for your family because God is on your side. In 52 days, they built those walls. They changed the landscape. They changed the course of their country from now on because now their homes were protected. In just 52 days, you can change your life.